Hey, welcome to the show. Damn it. So awkward. Hello, and welcome to Shelter TV. Today, we have the beautiful Warwick Gow. Come on, sit down. Sit your ass down. All right. So, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Very good.
Good.
Tell the beautiful people what you do. What are you?
I'm a photographer, I guess, across a bunch of mediums, but mainly like portraiture and people, like whether it's studio or environmental.
And what got you into that? Why did you start photographing?
Like a lot of photographers on the coast, I was just the worst at surfing out of my friends, so I got delegated the camera pretty early,
Yeah,
and
nice.
that's evolved into what it is now.
Beautiful. Where do you find inspiration? What inspires you?
Other people and places definitely dictate, and then obviously like the current culture of politics and what's going on in the world at the time influences a lot, but really at the end of the day it's like the person that's in front of me that I'm shooting sort of dictates it, and then the place. Like I like to encourage whoever I'm working with, like before and during the shoot, to sort of engage with the place and like take it on for what it is and play with it and see how it makes you feel, really.
That's why it comes up so different every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And what's your creative process? So when it comes to doing that, what is your creative process? How does that work for you?
Like in terms of like personal work, a lot of it's like I'll go scout a location and either like drag a friend along or my partner or just shoot myself there and just see how I feel or how they feel there and just play with it then. And then usually like find people that I think are interesting and cool, or they reach out to me and then I'll sort of suggest places that I think would match their vibe or challenge them, or vice versa.
That's really cool.
So that's sort of one side, and then like all my client work or commercial stuff, it's obviously brief driven, but I still try to keep it candid and driven by people in place. So.
That's really cool. So like the person and the place, it changes every time, it differentiates every time. Like you're never going to get the same. You could go to the same place, but have a completely different person.
Yeah, and even with the same person, like the weather's different, they're feeling different.
Depends how they're feeling that day. Yeah,
they're wearing different clothes or whatever. Like, so it still changes, and you're in different headspaces. So if you like open the door for that and keep it conversational, you're always going to get something different and fun and honest. So
yeah, that's really cool. Do you have a favorite place to shoot? Be that on the Sunshine Coast or outside of it?
I got a couple of like favorite little spots on the coast. Probably won't say them because
you don't get to know,
especially outdoors.
Yeah.
But I do really like shooting like my home studio as well.
Yeah,
I kind of see it as it's like a bit of a stage or a safe place for people to just inhabit themselves. It sort of strips a lot of that away. So it's pretty casual. Like the dogs running around, cutting laps.
Yeah, that's cool. Got a homey sort
cold
of
beers
feel.
or coffee. So keeps it really stripped back and casual and really lets people just sort of play and explore who they are.
Yeah, and a little less confronting than being out.
Yeah, or like a big studio like this one, which is a little more daunting for people who aren't used to being in front of the camera.
Totally.
So
it's like,
definitely choose where I shoot based on that too.
Cool. Alright. What else do I want to ask you? Your values, where did they lay? How did they come about?
I guess they've like grown over time, but my values are sort of all about like putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and being empathetic to other people's plights. So, and using whatever platform or privilege you've got to elevate the people around you. So, I sort of strive to do that every other day.
Incredible. How do you plan your photo shoots, if you do? Do you just go by weather or how you're feeling? Or?
No, I do like to plan them a bit. So I usually give whoever I'm working with a couple of location options, and then I do like to reference a bunch as well. Yeah. So I give them those, and I give them posing references and styling references, and just sort of let them build something out of those options I'm giving them, or I try and tempt something out of them, like a story or a place that's important to them, and then let that guide it, and then build off that. So that's that's where a lot of the prep starts and then goes into it. Like,
so it's pretty personal, which is really cool.
Yeah. I try to keep it as personal, but then also like I don't really like surprises during the shoot.
Yeah, totally.
Because conscious of that like power balance between the shooter and subject. So as far as a lot of it goes, I want it as planned as possible. So we both know what walking into. Yeah,
for sure. And is there an attribute? I hate that word. Is there an attribute that you have that would maybe set you back in any way? In terms of your values or in what you do?
I guess I'm like inherently lazy, I guess. I do like to do nothing, and I like to drink beers, and I like to go surfing and go run amok with my friends. So that's probably a big thing, and probably
you're in the right place for that.
Living here to a degree, like on the coast, as much as I love it, and I will not be anywhere else. Like there are other opportunities that probably pay a lot better, like Sydney, Goldie, but I don't want to be there doing that. So that definitely would hold me back for sure, I think. Yeah.
And in the year of 2020, it's hard to know. I don't know. I guess it feels like Sunshine Coast has been a really lucky place to be in during this whole kerfuffle.
Yeah, you kind of wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I
kind of missed it somehow. Really.
I know. It's like the storms that seem to always come past. It's like, oh, that's going to be a big boy, and then it's like gone 10 minutes later.
Yeah, Brisbane or Gympie gets smashed, and for some reason we're like,
so what does the Sunshine Coast mean to you?
Well, I realised like the other day, like I'm a second gen Sunny Coast person. Like my mum was born here, I was born here, and it's ours. Yeah. Not just me, but I think like I already said, it's still that small town vibe, and I love this place, and I think it's a lot of talented people kind of seem to leave to chase opportunities. And I think if more of them stayed around, a lot of those opportunities would come here.
Yeah, totally. Well, I feel like that's what's really started to happen this year, is we're doing that. We realised that this is a place and it's an amazing space to get shit done, and there's so many people willing to help make that happen. So and
like it's still so free to get around here, and like you're not stuck in traffic an hour going from two locations to shoot. So it's like from that perspective, it's like we could shoot 5 locations in a day here and get it done.
And get so many beautiful locations too, like 5 minutes apart from each other or however long apart from each other.
And somewhat uncrowded, like it's still pretty sparsely.
Yeah, it's amazing. What would you like to think and feel on your last day on Earth?
I guess just contentment, to just be happy with what I got done or who I did it with, I guess, and hopefully I left a positive mark on the world and didn't fuck up too much along the way. Can I say that?
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I get that would be a very nice sentiment to have, I think, on your last day.
Absolutely.
We can hope.
A whole other page of questions for you.
Cheers. One for the house.
So do you have anything that you're currently working on? Apart from Naked in the Rain?
Yeah, working on that, and then just kind of working on little bits and pieces of shoots, so little one-on-one sessions with people that are just sort of crafted for them, and then little bits of commercial stuff. But I'm kind of
cool. So it's been all of it.
It's been a weird year too, though, I guess. So I'm kind of like burnt on ideas. Like it's been a lot of like soul searching and like, I could do this, or I could go do this idea, and like doing it. So like 6 months of that every other day. You're like, okay, I need like a couple of weeks off to think and
recalibrate.
Yeah, come up with some new shit. I say that, and then I'll probably put my camera down and pick it up a day after. But that's the plan. Have a little break over Christmas, and then sort of start again in January.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you see yourself in the future?
Hopefully here, doing the same thing.
Nice. Just more.
Just more of it.
More and different things.
I'd love to open a space.
Keep doing what you're doing. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's this space? What space do you want to open up?
Just something that's sort of collaborative and accessible, but still offers spaces to do works and to a high-end level, but then also not sort of wanky or standoffish. Like it's a fairly open door policy thing.
Yeah,
but
perfect.
That's fairly down the road, I guess. So. But that would be...
Well, hit us up.
That would be amazing, I think.
Always down for a cooperative and creative space. can't believe I just said the word cooperative.
Yeah, you nailed that.
I was so scared I wasn't.
Attributes next.
Yeah. Ooh. Maybe one day. Is there, would you say that, in terms of photo shoots, has there been like a really confronting or, like an uncomfortable one, or one you were scared to do, or, something that just took you out of your comfort zone personally?
Not particularly, I don't think. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't really like shooting events.
Yep.
I feel kind of uncomfortable shooting people while they're eating food and drinking.
And they're just
and you're like, hey, excuse me, do you mind if I take your photo? Yeah, and you got the sauce, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's, I always find that really uncomfortable. So I generally like turn that down now. I've kind of, I guess as you like, when you're pretty green, you just say yes to everything. And then you're like, this is terrible.
Well, when you're learning too, though, that's how you learn that those things are terrible.
Yeah.
And now you know that you don't like it.
And I did nightclub photography for a bit, and that was horrible. I thought you didn't feel bad about taking their photo. It was just dealing with people on that level. And like, had this girl one night, like, obviously really wanted a photo taken, like headbutted the front of my camera. And like,
did she smash it?
No, the camera was fine. It had like a plastic hood on it. I always keep them on there.
Yeah.
Usually because I'm dropping them.
Yeah.
But she headbutted and split her forehead, and there was like blood everywhere. And
she was
shit!
Like, it broke her.
Yeah, and then she's like looking at me like it was my problem, and she's like, "What are you gonna do about this?" And like, you go to the bar and get a napkin or something. Like, what are you doing?
Oh damn, that would.
So that was. I found that pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but
as you would.
But like, I'm pretty flexible and not much stuff like
that's
daunts
so good,
me.
though.
So
with what you do as well, that's a very handy thing to have.
And it's good to like not be judgmental. Like,
absolutely.
Just sort of see people from different walks.
Yeah. Well, you can feel that. Like, I've personally shot with you, and it's like just really comfortable. Like, it's just a really like.
That.
Yeah, well, thank you for providing that as well. Because like Naked in the Rain as well. It's very confronting to do that, and to feel comfortable in that same space is really. I don't know how you manage that, actually. Well done.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
But
well,
I think it's just communicating.
Yeah.
Expectations and what's happening, and then leaving the door open for people to change their mind, and
absolutely
like removing that pressure. Like, just learning, I guess, how to communicate those things and make people comfortable. So. Yeah.
So we've talked about why the Sunshine Coast is important to you. Do you have a message for our beautiful Sunshine Coastians?
Just keep doing the things you love, and like don't stop doing them, even if life sort of gets in the way. Like,
which it will.
Yeah, it does. It's hard to be disciplined, I guess, but like you'll be thankful that you did. And I don't know, when you're older and you can still do the things you love because you didn't stop. So I think that's
super important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, that concludes our questiones.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Warwick.
That was amazing.
Now,